there is also a story coming out that the two of them actually worked together.
I heard that.
As bouncers in a club.
Mm-hmm.
So there might have been some sort of history. Oh, like, oh, this that motherfucker that the girl who I liked.
Yeah, you know, I watch enough Dateline to see that type of shit really be happening.
Yeah.
By the end of the by the middle of the episode, you find out that homie was homie wife.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
it might have been personal.
Turned into a crime of passion. It looked personal. It looked personal because
from what
I looked at when I watched that video, and I try not to watch it anymore because it's horrific to watch somebody last minutes on last few breaths they taking. But when you look at the cop's face, I don't remember his name right now, but he looks like he's enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like, I actually see some pleasure.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin is the name of the cop.
When you see Derek Chauvin with his knee in the back of Floyd's back and neck, he looks like he's enjoying it.
Yeah, that's that picture that's always shown. He doesn't.
And then
look
when you
like,
watch the video in its entirety, 5 minutes is a long time, man. Just try to sit still and silent for 5 minutes, and grasp how long that is to be putting your full body weight in the back of somebody's neck.
Yeah, he's saying I can't breathe. They're trying to kill me. Everyone around, all the people that are watching and filming and so forth,
begging them,
like, yo, like
they begging
you're
him.
killing him. The girl that actually filmed that video, she's 17. People like, if this happens to me, don't film me, help me. And it's like 17-year-old girl who's scared for her own life, who's scared that she might have a knee in her neck if she tries to approach them.
People love to talk about what they would do in a scenario that they have never been in.
17-year-old girl, whoever thinks that she has any level of blame, shut the fuck up.
Like she was supposed to shoot the cop, jump on him, like,
shut
come
up.
on.
17-year-old girl. She's a minor.
Right.
And she's a girl. Like, what? Four cops with guns.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
Cut
she
it
should
out.
be commended for being brave enough and not, walking away, because many of us are unaffected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Many of us will see some film for a minute and go on about our day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and think about it. You take that video away, the body cam footage might have been telling a very different story.
We've already seen what they do with body cam footage. You see what I'm
saying?
They can manipulate that.
They could redact it.
Absolutely.
They could manipulate it. Oh, it just so happened that everyone's body cam footage wasn't functioning that day.
Forgot to cut it on.
Oh, well, something? We transferred the footage and it just disappeared. We don't know.
What are you going to do? It's the police.
It's the police.
Who's policing the police?
I've always said the Ahmaud Arbery case, had that one guy not filmed it, it would have ended up like a Trayvon Martin situation. This gangster black guy attacked us and we barely fought him off. All right, let's punch me in the face a bunch of times, scrape my head against the asphalt to make it look like he was attacking me first. Like, make it look real bad so it looked like self-defense. 3 white witnesses. This guy attacked us first. We were minding our own business. No video, no case.
If it ever gets to trial, not guilty.
Not guilty, like a George Zimmerman.
Right.
It could have very, very, very easily come out. Take the Trayvon Martin case and throw a camera into there. A surveillance cam or someone, back then people didn't really have, iPhones like that. You know what I'm saying? People had them, but not to this
extent. In the
Trayvon
situation, it was at night. You know what I mean? It had just rained. There wasn't a lot of people out. You know what I'm saying? To be with their phones. Had that happened in the middle of the day, you never know who would have got footage of that. Because
you never know.
You actually had, which still, haunted me at the time and haunts me to this day. You can hear Trayvon screaming in the background when people are calling 911. You hear him screaming. You know what I'm saying? So you do have audio of Trayvon Martin. That was not enough in that situation. And, George Zimmerman's father, well-connected down there in Florida. Who knows? I heard some stories. I don't know how true it is, but the alleged killers in the situation with Arbery, they're connected with law enforcement. You know what I mean? And then in Minnesota, you have an actual cop. And so these things will go to trial. Sometimes they push this trial back to late 2021 or even 22. People forget about it. People are not as upset as they were. You know, the trial doesn't get covered that much by media. Not guilty. That's why I say you rioting too soon. You know what I mean? If y'all want to riot, hold that shit off. Because it ain't really nothing to riot about yet. You know what I mean? They had to make an arrest.
Third-degree murder in Minnesota means causing the death of another through a dangerous act without regard for human life, but without intent to cause death.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Saying that he had no regard for this guy's life, but he didn't necessarily try to kill him.
Mm-hmm. What kind of time does that hold?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probation?
Yeah, I know, right? I know. But the guy is saying, I can't breathe. They're trying to kill me. So,
because in my opinion, at some point during those 5 minutes while your knee is in the back of his neck, you had opportunity to get up and say, well, we got him subdued.
Yeah.
He's in handcuffs. Let's go ahead and take him, you know, to the precinct, do our paperwork. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
It's routine. There's too much opportunity for him to get up off of that man's back.
Right. And the one thing, there was this one black cop did a selfie video talking about this. And he said that as a police officer, your actual job is that of a first responder. Until the ambulance arrives to take over that job, you actually, part of your job description is to be a first responder. So if somebody is dying, you are required by your job to save that person from dying. So those other three cops who are standing around, as this guy is saying, they're trying to kill me, I can't breathe, it should have been their job to prevent that from happening.
Well, you know what, Vlad? I don't know if people realize this, or I know it's a lot of people that do, but I'm gonna just put this out there for your viewers. Police and law enforcement changed over the years, from the 90s to right now. And it kind of started before the 90s. Police departments and police force are essentially the military now. They have everything besides, you know, F-1 bombers and, you know, tanks. Some departments even
LAPD has tanks.
They have battle
in fact, I remember seeing an interview on 60 Minutes with the chief of police of NYPD, and they said they got something that'll shoot a plane out the sky.
Okay.
So let's just.
So you proving my point right there.
After 9/11, he said that.
Police department is essentially military.
Yeah.
When a military army force goes in to a situation, are they going in to arrest people? 10 times out of 10. Is the military going to arrest people and lock people up?
There to kill. Yeah.
And so that's essentially what we have. People may not realize it because it's not as overt and it's not in your face, but law enforcement and police departments are designed to go military at any given moment, waiting for the National Guard.
Yeah.
We got everything the National Guard and then some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the National Guard got more of a boogeyman label to it than they really, because you don't need the National Guard anymore. The police department is the National Guard. They are a military force. They have everything, you know, that you need to be a military force.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, you have cops that are inclined to just kill first. They have the law on their side. You know what I mean? Their success rate in beating these charges is phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, if a cop gets the death penalty, if this cop gets the death penalty, although you start throwing around words like third-degree murder, and it doesn't sound like that's going to happen, but let's just say
They setting the bar so
setting
low
the bar
already.
low, right? Manslaughter, you don't get the death penalty
Not
for
at all.
manslaughter.
Not
So
at
let's just
all.
say that the third degree doesn't hold. You're left with a manslaughter conviction, 5 years maybe. You
If
know,
that.
in a you know, I remember E.D.I talked about this. Cops don't get put in general population.
Not at all.
They get put in special cop units with other dirty cops.
Absolutely.
And snitches and, you know, so child molesters and whatever else where no one really causes a lot of trouble in there.
Yeah.
So
Which makes sense. Like they're not gonna put a dirty cop in population. Like
that's
they
you'll
basically
have a
that's
shelf
death
life
sentence.
of 20 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
and the beat goes on.
And the beat goes on until a cop gets the death penalty for murder, which I personally think this cop should get.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to send a message out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make people double think about and triple think and quadruple think about pulling that gun out or doing that chokehold or, you know, going through excessive violence because it's like, okay, I might die in the process of doing that legally.
Mm-hmm. Or if some other cops, you know what I mean, decide to not just stand by and be a witness, you know what I'm saying, to murder, because in most of these situations, there's always another cop, there's other cops around, and they work in cahoots in these type of situations, man. And somebody like that cop who did the selfie, you know what I mean? Somebody's got to be brave enough to say, yo, I'm not gonna stand there and watch that.
Yeah.
Whether it's white, black, it doesn't matter what the race is.
The blue shield of silence.
The blue shield of silence, somebody got to break that.
Someone's got to break that.
So it can make the next dirty cop be a little bit more apprehensive when he doing some bullshit. Like, oh, I don't know about Joe Blow over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He may not be with this because we're starting to see more and more cops saying, I'm not going to just abide by the blue shield anymore. Yeah. We can all wish, right?
Yeah. More cops saying what's right is right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go against this because it's right. Because, you know, because look, there's dirty
cops.
I
didn't sign up for this.
There's dirty cops and there's cops that came in to say, I really want to help.
For sure.
I really want to help battered women and victims of violence.
Sure.
And I want to help clean up this community legally, not by beating people up or whatever. I want to get drugs out of this system, out of this area. I want to get rid of the child molesters and the you know, people that are messing this place up and make it better. A lot of cops are like that.
Yeah, because like life goes on in the community, and there's a rapport between law officers and the community, and it could be very cordial, and they can both work together. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to live a happy life. They don't want their stolen. They don't want to be murdered. So obviously there is a need for law enforcement. We can't live out here in complete anarchy. And most of the time, that situation can work out amicably. Everybody can live harmoniously. The police do their job. The communities have their communities. But it's the quote unquote bad apples in a bunch that want to take their badge too serious, you know, want to take their job too serious and want to treat people, you know, less than. And you're not going to be able to treat human beings like that for long, because there's going to be a reaction to that every time.
Yeah, they're going to burn down your precinct.
You know what I mean?
You didn't even see that in the LA riots.
No, you didn't.
They took it one step further in Minnesota.
No, you didn't.
And I'm not really mad at it. I'm not anti-police, but I'm not mad at that particular action based on what's been happening.
I'm a love child. My mama and daddy was in love when they made me.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to see people get money and living their life. But at the same time, you can only push people but so far before you get a reaction. And people are human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not robots. It's not like, okay, let me go think about my reaction to this bullshit I just seen.
Yep. I feel you, E.D.I. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you coming through. It's been a couple of years now.
Appreciate you giving me a platform.
On camera, but off camera.
To chop it up.
You know, not a week or two passes without us talking, man.
Real talk.
So I appreciate it, man. All the best for you and your family.
Likewise, man.
Until next time.
Yes, indeed. Peace.